Hey everybody, it's Chuck and I am back out in the shop. In a previous video, I did what? Told you I was going to come out with my top list of lures for when it came to chasing walleye under the ice. So, what am I going to do here? I thought I was going to tell you my top 12. I was going to take 4 of my classic spoons. I was going to take 4 of my glide baits. And I was going to take 4 of what I call factory spoons. Really great spoons that I have the honor to have worked with or am working with in the past. But I'm going, I can't leave out the lipless rattle baits. And there's one more presentation. So 4, 8, 12, 16. My top 17 must-haves for chasing walleye under the ice on the Great Lakes. Start out with, I am going to go noisy. The loudest baits I've got. And they are, and these are number 6s. I'm not going to be afraid to throw down 5s. I've got 6s in the box, in the milk crate. But I wanted the bigger baits so you could see them. You're going to see a lot of, oh yeah, listen to that. With these, I will put on a very small minnow head or no minnow head at all. I don't want to impede the wobble, which creates the rattle on the lift. Hear that? They're loud. I want it loud. First time I dropped down one of these was the number 5, chrome blue. This one, but smaller. And I had nothing on my screen. There wasn't a fish on my Vexlar. I dropped it down to about 1.5 feet and started doing a little rip. Slow fall, rip, slow fall, rip. I had 4 fish come out of nowhere and attack. I had 4 fish in 15 minutes and I lost 3 others. So, great bait. Prime time, early in the morning. Prime time, that last bite before dark. Awesome. All right. My classic spoons. Tried and true. Been using them for, well, some of them over 35 years. So I'm going to start with that one that it's been working for 35 years. Again, I went a little bit bigger just so it'd be easier for you to see. But the Acme Little Cleo. This one is a 1/4 ounce. I will also use a 1/6. Sometimes I'm in 30 feet out in Saginaw or Lake Erie. Sometimes I'm only in 14, 17, 18 feet of water. All right. So, shallower, deeper. You get the idea. Also, I might want to go down to that number 6 if it's going to be, and I'm going to get into it right now, that lull. You know, you've got that hot, aggressive bite from sunrise to about 11. And then I'm just going to say 3:30 to dark, maybe a half hour after dark. And during that time period in between, I call that the lull. Some guys head back in for hot lunch. Some guys will start cooking. Some guys will start walking around, chatting to other guys on the ice. It's relative. All right. So next up in that classic spoon category is the slender spoon. It's originally, it was made by Reef Runner. Again, nickel, green chartreuse. Love this color. Unfortunately, you know, it doesn't really matter now. But it got bought out, or he sold this one to Scott from Reef Runner. Sold this one to Custom Jigs and Spins, I believe. They're still being made. You know, nothing's really changed on them. But this is a nice, light flutter spoon. This is the bigger size. This is the 1/4 ounce. They also make an 1/8 and a 1/16 that are exactly the same size. One's just a little bit thicker. Rattle spoon. Mentioned Silver Streak a couple of videos ago. This is the Silver Streak rattle spoon. Nice little rattle. It's a heavier bait. It's a compact bait. And if I'm on a hot bite in that morning or evening bite window, I want to be able to get down there quick. This gets down there quick. And then I did not pull out any of the pimples, but bait and knock, This is the larger size. Again, blue and nickel. This is the number 3 dew jigger from Beta Knock Lures. All right. Chrome and blue. The old green chartreuse lightning bolt on nickel. And, you know, hate to be following trends, but if it works, it works. Go get you some Wonder Bread. Really good one. Factory spoons. I'm going to leave these between Northland and Clam. I really like both these spoons. I like the glow red, glow orange. This is the Leech Flutter Spoon. Notice that feather. This bait can actually be fished without bait. This lure can be fished without bait. You know what I mean. Am I going to put bait on it? Yeah, I'm still putting a minnow head on this. But if I had to, I could get away without, especially with this version. This is a slightly bigger one. This has the feather also, but it also has that little metal clacker. And you can hear that noise. It makes noise. Buckshot rattle spoons from Northland did a little upgrade. So it's in a glass rattle that goes in between the bait, and then this thing is covered with resin. Look how bright that blue is. Look how bright that orange on the belly is. And she makes noise. Right? Sometimes, going back to that lull, that 11 to 3, 3:30 period, I just want to downsize. I want to go small. So the original Buckshot Fire Tiger perch looking thing, but look how big this hook is. I mean, it's not a huge hook, but compared to the spoon, it's a big hook. I can put a minnow head on that. I can put a bunch of little minnow heads on it, but it's downsized. It's a less threatening presentation. I'm going to fish this right down on the bottom. I'm not going to worry too much about the weight because I'm only doing little 4-inch hops. Pound the bottom, hop. Pound the bottom, hop, hop. Glide baits. Everybody's favorite. And I've got 2 brands. The puppet minnow from Northland works well also. But old school, jig and wrap, chrome blue, gotta have it. Also the glow blue perch tiger works well. There's a UV that has its time and place. But check out this old school color. This is what rainbow trout used to look like. This thing was a thing of beauty back in the day. And I put an oversized hook on that. First time I dropped this down was back on, oh geez. Well, let's put it this way. The last time I put it back down, didn't use it for a little while, was back in 14 and 15, and the first fish I caught was a 6-pounder. Jig and wraps, number 5s and number 7s. Those are the 2 sizes I use. If I'm fishing an inland lake, I'll use a number 3 and a number 5. But the number 7 has a time and place, especially up in the Saginaw River. Okay. I don't know why Rapala discontinued this. This was one of my favorite glide baits of all time. This is the Jigging Shad Wrap, and this is a glow blue. All right. Love this color. You know, it's just one of those classics that, again, I wish they wouldn't have got rid of it. And then clam. Now, I have bigger Tikka minnows, but I purposely picked this small one. It's about the size of a number 3. It's got a nice oversized hook compared to the body. This is that small size. Again, I'm going back to that lull. I'm not heading in if I don't have a limit after the morning bite's over. All right, so I'm sticking it out. I'm going to have a sandwich. I'm going to throw it on top of my heater. I'm going to have some cold pizza. I'm sticking it out. So I downsize. I put out a dead stick. Got to have it. But, again, smaller presentation, minnow head, staying close to the bottom. Those fish aren't rising up to chase a bait like they will in the morning and the evening. They're staying down, right? So stay down with them. Do light bumps. Don't rip. Just, you'll catch more fish during that period of time. And why do I have 17? Because I fish jigs, open water jigs through the ice. And it's hard to beat the old Fireball jig from Northland. Again, silver, chrome. I also have some parakeets. There's a couple of glows in there, but I like chrome, silver. I'm not, it has a little eye on the bottom for a stinger. This one I'm not putting a stinger on. I'm going to fish this with a minnow head right on top of that short shank hook. I'm not going to, I want it small. I want a lot of scent. I don't want the long body. I just want to be able to pound that bottom. Pounder. All right. Top 17. Who knew there were so many baits? And that's just, I didn't get into all of them, but I have more. Do the like, do the share, and I'll see you next time after my hip surgery. Maybe before.